They walk among us. They blend in, masters of disguise. They are our neighbors, colleagues, maybe even our friends. But beneath the surface of normalcy lurks a chilling truth, a different wiring of the brain, a lack of empathy that separates them from the rest of us. Psychopaths are often described as emotionless, lacking remorse and guilt. They are skilled manipulators, able to charm and deceive with ease. Their lives are a performance, a carefully constructed facade designed to conceal their true nature. But behind the mask, there are subtle, strange behaviors that offer a glimpse into their world. These behaviors are not always obvious, often masked by their superficial charm and charisma. Unmasking these hidden signs is not about fueling fear or suspicion. It's about awareness and understanding the subtle ways in which psychopathy manifests. Psychopaths wear a mask, a carefully crafted persona designed to blend in. They mimic emotions they don't feel, mirroring the reactions of those around them. This mimicry is so flawless, so convincing, that it's often impossible to detect. But beneath this veneer of normalcy lie telltale cracks. One such crack is their uncanny ability to remain calm in situations that would send others into a tailspin. Their heart rates remain steady, their palms dry. They are the eye of the storm, seemingly unaffected by the chaos around them. This preternatural calm is not a superpower, but a physiological difference. Their brains are wired differently, their fear response dulled. This absence of fear can lead to reckless behavior, making them high-stakes gamblers and daredevils. We often hear that the eyes are the window to the soul, reflecting our deepest emotions. But what happens when the soul is a void, devoid of empathy and remorse? The eyes, it seems, can deceive as easily as any other part of the psychopathic mask. One popular belief is that psychopaths have a cold reptilian stare. It's a look that sends shivers down your spine, a deadness behind the eyes that speaks of a chilling emptiness. In reality, psychopaths are masters of emotional mimicry. They can turn on the charm, their eyes sparkling with feigned warmth and empathy. This ability to mimic emotions makes it incredibly difficult to discern their true nature from their eyes alone. For the psychopath, the eyes are merely another tool of deception, reflecting back what you want to see. Psychopaths are often described as thrill seekers, driven by an insatiable need for excitement. They thrive on chaos, on the adrenaline rush of living on the edge. This thirst for stimulation can manifest in various ways, from high-risk sports and gambling to criminal activities and dangerous liaisons. Studies have shown that psychopaths may have a heightened dopamine response, meaning they experience a greater surge of pleasure from risky or exciting activities compared to the average person. This heightened dopamine response could explain why they are constantly seeking out new and intense experiences, always chasing the next high. Furthermore, their lack of fear allows them to engage in these risky behaviors without the same level of hesitation or anxiety that would hold most people back. They are less likely to consider the potential consequences of their actions, focusing instead on the immediate gratification and excitement. This insatiable need for stimulation can be both alluring and dangerous. Understanding this fundamental aspect of the psychopathic mind is crucial for recognizing and potentially mitigating the risks associated with this personality disorder. Psychopaths are the ultimate puppet masters, skilled at pulling the strings of those around them. They are masters of persuasion, able to charm, coerce, and manipulate their way into getting what they want. They prey on the emotions of others, using empathy as a weapon to exploit and control. One of their most effective tactics is mirroring, a subtle form of manipulation where they mimic the behaviors, interests, and even values of their target. They become chameleons, adapting to their environment and reflecting back what they sense the other person wants to see. This creates an illusion of compatibility and understanding, disarming their victims and making them more susceptible to their manipulations. Another common tactic is gaslighting, an insidious form of emotional abuse where the psychopath manipulates their victim into doubting their own sanity. They deny reality, twist facts, and plant seeds of doubt, leaving their victim feeling confused, insecure, and dependent on them for validation. Their charm is a facade, a tool used to disarm and control. Their only goal is to get what they want, regardless of the cost to others. Psychopaths are fluent in the language of deception. They lie effortlessly, convincingly, and without conscience. Lies are their weapons of choice, used to manipulate, deceive, and control. They lie to gain power, to avoid responsibility, and sometimes it seems for the sheer pleasure of it. Their lies are often subtle, difficult to pinpoint. They are masters of omission, leaving out key details and manipulating the truth to fit their narrative. They excel at half-truths, sprinkling just enough truth into their fabrications to make them believable. This makes their lies incredibly difficult to detect, as they often contain elements of truth, making them seem plausible even to those who know them well. Another chilling aspect of their deceit is their ability to lie without experiencing the physiological tells that betray most people. Their lies are not simply a means to an end, they are a reflection of their internal landscape, a world where truth is fluid and malleable. Fear, for most, is an unpleasant but necessary emotion. It keeps us safe, alerting us to danger and prompting us to avoid risky situations. But for psychopaths, fear is a foreign concept, a feeling they experience rarely, if ever. This lack of fear is not bravery, it's a physiological difference, a disconnect in their brain's wiring. Studies have shown that psychopaths have reduced activity in the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing fear and other emotions. This diminished activity means they don't experience fear in the same way as others. They may recognize danger intellectually, but they don't feel the same visceral fear response that would send most people running in the opposite direction. This absence of fear can manifest in various ways. Psychopaths might engage in risky behaviors, seemingly indifferent to the potential consequences. This lack of fear, while seemingly advantageous, can also have negative consequences, leading to recklessness and a disregard for rules. Morality, for most, is a compass, guiding our decisions and shaping our sense of right and wrong. It's a set of internalized rules, influenced by upbringing, culture, and empathy. But for psychopaths, morality is a foreign concept, a puzzle they don't quite grasp. Their moral compass, if it exists at all, points in a different direction. Psychopaths lack empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. This lack of empathy makes it difficult for them to comprehend the emotional impact of their actions on others. They can recognize right and wrong intellectually, but they don't feel the same emotional weight behind these concepts. This moral detachment allows them to engage in behaviors that would be unthinkable for most. They view other people as objects, pawns to be used in their pursuit of self-gratification. This lack of moral compass does not mean that all psychopaths are destined for a life of crime, but their moral detachment can make them dangerous. Psychopaths are not always the cold-blooded killers depicted in movies. They walk among us, often undetected, hiding in plain sight. They are our neighbors, colleagues, maybe even our friends. Their lack of empathy and remorse, their ability to mimic emotions, makes them masters of disguise. They might be the charming coworker who always seems to get ahead, despite a trail of broken promises and backstabbing. They might be the charismatic friend who always knows what to say, but who seems strangely detached when it comes to the emotions of others. They might be the seemingly perfect partner who showers you with attention and affection, only to later reveal a darker, more manipulative side. Their ability to blend in is what makes them so dangerous. They understand social cues, they know how to play the game, and they use this knowledge to their advantage. Recognizing the psychopath next door is not about living in fear or suspicion, but about awareness and understanding the subtle signs. Spotting a psychopath is no easy feat. They are masters of disguise, their true nature hidden beneath a carefully constructed facade of normalcy. However, armed with the right knowledge, we can learn to recognize the subtle signs, the cracks in the mask that betray their true nature. One key indicator is their lack of empathy. They might struggle to understand or respond appropriately to the emotions of others. They might seem indifferent to the suffering of others, or even take pleasure in causing pain. Pay attention to how they talk about others, their actions, and their reactions to emotional situations. Another red flag is their constant need for stimulation. They might engage in risky behaviors, seek out new and intense experiences, or become easily bored with routine. It's important to remember that these signs alone do not a diagnosis make, but being aware of these red flags can help us protect ourselves. The more we understand about psychopathy, the better equipped we are to protect ourselves and navigate a world where such individuals exist. This knowledge is not about labeling or judging, but about awareness and self-preservation. It's about understanding the subtle signs, the red flags that can help us identify potentially harmful individuals. It's important to remember that not all psychopaths are criminals, and not all criminals are psychopaths. Psychopathy is a spectrum, and many individuals with psychopathic traits live relatively normal lives. However, understanding the disorder, its manifestations, and its potential dangers can help us make more informed decisions about the people we allow into our lives. This knowledge can also help us advocate for better resources and support for individuals with psychopathy. By increasing awareness and understanding, we can create a society that is both informed and compassionate. The study of psychopathy is a journey into the darkest corners of the human mind, but it's a journey worth taking for a greater understanding of ourselves and the world around us.